So yesterday, I got out the rosemary that I had dried from our garden, and I had these beautiful little muslin bags that Maria uses for her progress keeper wrappings and stitch markers. So her Etsy shop is Forest Charm, and she is Woolen Forest on Instagram. So I put in the dried rosemary, you can hear it, and then I gave it a spritz of lavender, and it smells really good. So I have it hanging up with my yarn adamant on the wall. I can't believe we are over halfway through. 14th of December. I think it's the 14th. Anyway, it is the afternoon. The sun is already slowly going down, and it is, I think, just a little bit after 3 p.m. It's been a very chilly Monday. Woke up this morning to 0 degrees. Yeah, it was really cold. I did go outside just for a little bit to bring in the trash can, recycling bin, and to mail a couple things. But yeah, other than that, we stayed inside today. We had a wonderful weekend. We drove out to a nature park really close by to our home. And it was just nice to be out in the woods and just to get out for a little bit. I think it was 19 degrees Fahrenheit when we were there. I mean, 0 sounds a lot colder, but yeah, we had all of our snow gear on, even though there was no snow at the time, but it did keep us warm. Sunday was really nice because we got snow. We haven't had snow in weeks. I think we had more snow in October, and we are in the middle of December already. So it was so nice to have the snow. It looked so pretty and magical. They fell slowly at first with like really big flakes, like the fluffy ones that just kind of float down. And then it lasted for quite some time. Like it just kept snowing. It didn't build up a ton though. Like you can still see the grass peeking through. So it isn't enough snow to actually like play in, but it's so beautiful. And then at night when the moon is out, reflecting off the snow, it makes the night seem really bright, even if it's dark outside. So that's really beautiful. But yeah, and then of course it didn't melt today being 0 degrees. But I don't think we're getting a big snow dump before Christmas. I see a little bit of snow predicted in the upcoming forecast, but I also cannot believe that Christmas is right around the corner. We were looking at the calendar earlier this morning, figuring out when winter break starts, and I couldn't believe that it was going to start, next week. I think the kids are off starting Wednesday. Yeah, the Wednesday before Christmas. I think that's the 23rd. Today's been a good day so far. I wanted to tell you, so for lunch, I don't have a recipe to share with you, but I had made this broth, and there's butternut squash in it. There was cabbage and daikon. There was a seasoning packet in there. It's like a Japanese soup seasoning. I can't remember what it's called right now. But there's like fish flakes and stuff in it. So you boil your broth or your water with it for a few minutes, and then you take it out. I mean, I don't time it. I just leave it in there until I remember to take it out. But yeah, so we had that, and then we had some noodles. And yeah, it was really good. It was perfect for a cold day. And I had put in some footage from the Sunday night's dinner. The kids and I mean, we were all missing. My mom's cooking. We haven't seen my parents since before the pandemic started. And so I made some sweet sticky rice, and I cooked it with pork and carrots and mushrooms. I don't remember what type of mushrooms they were. You were supposed to use shiitake, but I didn't have shiitake. I did not use portobello or like white button mushrooms. They were something else, but I can't remember what they are now. And there was those little itty bitty dried shrimp in it. And we thought we had bamboo shoots somewhere, but we couldn't find them. So I don't know where they went. They are canned, so they shouldn't go bad wherever they are hiding, but they'll turn up somewhere, I suppose. And what else? Oh, and then on top I had put in some parsley and cilantro that we had frozen from over the summer from our garden. And that was really good. Everybody loved it. Yeah, so things are going well over here. I hope you are doing okay, and I'll probably check back in tomorrow. section just so the fabric lays a little flatter there. And I just picked up my stitches around the waist yarn, including 4 extra stitches, and I will be picking out that waist yarn and getting the heel placed shortly. So exciting! Fingerless mittens, and these are a gift that I need to hurry up and finish. Thankfully they don't need to be mailed, so I don't need to worry about them getting to the recipient in time for Christmas. But I am using this beautiful tonal vibrant Matisse blue by Malabrigo sock, and I'm holding that throughout with various leftover bits of yarn. This section here is from a self-striping Knit Picks Felicity. This is the rest of my less traveled yarn Whistler colorway that I used in my husband's wintry high desert socks. And then that top green is Prickly Pear by Teal Torch Knits, and I just love how they are coming together. The needles I'm using are a US 3 for the ribbing, which is a 3.25 millimeter, and then the stockinette portion is a US 5 or 3.75 millimeter. Holding the fingering weight held double comes out to be a DK weight, and I am basing these off of the Tin Can Knits, the world's simplest mittens free pattern, and then just modifying it for a fingerless mitten. The thumb section is on waist yarn currently, and I'm just going to knit up the other one before I complete the thumbs. And usually I do those on like 5-inch double pointed needles, just because there's so few stitches to work with there. But I love how these are turning out. So I have finished the first one and casting on for the second one. They do work up very quickly, so I should have these done maybe by tomorrow.
the heel and toe. And the sparkly purple for the whole thing.
Day of Vlogmas, so it is December 18th. It is Friday. I didn't pick up the camera much yesterday. We were just all kind of in a mood, so yeah, just didn't feel like it. But I just got back from Target curbside and I picked up something fun for our daughter's teacher. I'll show you here. It's a pretty big mug, bigger than I thought it was going to be, and it says Up and Atom, which I feel like suits her teacher's mood and attitude. We've been so fortunate to have a great teacher. So I think I'm gonna fill that mug with some hot chocolate, some mini candy canes, a nice note, and our daughter will probably write up something as well. But yeah, today is material distribution day. So they do this every few weeks or like once a month, where you go exchange materials, like turn in anything you're supposed to turn in and you pick up new stuff to take home. So that's today. So even though they still have 2 more days of school next week, today would be the day to do that drop-off exchange. So I'm gonna get that put together so that later when we need to go take stuff to school, we can take that with us. I hope you're doing well, and I'll check back in with you later. Bye.
too much fun with this. Blue-gray, red-brown, fuchsia, magenta, green, teal, gray-silver, red, blue indigo, purple, lavender. I don't know, it's kind of fun. I didn't know you could take it as a video, which makes it seem even more realistic, which is bizarre. Anyway, I hope you are having a wonderful Friday and that you are finding some time to be silly and fun today. Talk to you later.